Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, your good friend North Sentinel Island. And what I was told is that, what happened a guy walked into a bar and asked the bartender if he served Hungarians. And the bartender said, "Sure, I serve Hungarians." So the guy ordered a beer, and he ordered 2 Hungarians for his crocodile. But I just told that joke completely wrong, because the proper way to say that joke is just to read what I wrote like a couple of things ago. It was in the description, one of the things. And I shouldn't have said that, because there's a good chance you read it. Yeah, I've read it already, and you would have said something like, "North Sentinel Island, you fucking piece of shit." I already read that joke. And now, why are you saying, starting the episode with, you're already talking about it, And we're going to build a Fleagle Group Atlantic. So that way they can play with some planes. Because, they might want to play with planes. And I'm thinking we have them trained too, because, well, nothing's really going on right now. We have communism being taught in Czechoslovakia. They're teaching traditional Leninist thought. I'm really thinking about distancing myself from socialism in one country. It's the only way I could really think we could pull it off is if we go to Trotsky's route of world revolution. Could have another one named after Gobbler, after an enlisted soldier, because very few things were named after enlisted soldiers. I'm gonna have 2 more in that. It's like my mind-laying Type 9C. So, yeah, overall, these people are being taught communism. And they shall soon be ready to... Yeah, they're at 16% now. They started at, so... Eventually, I'm thinking if worse comes to worse, we're just going to force civil war there. Then, obviously, just barge in and basically force my side to victory. These people, they're, slow as shit. But, communism, we're teaching communism. I'm going to try to spread this world revolution, because we might as well have some puppets. And the goal of a lot of it, too, is just figuring out a way to break this goddamn system of alliances that somehow ended up springing around us. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that we took over a large number of people's neighbors. Alright. It's time to, frickin' Italians. Oh, yeah. Screwy Italians. I don't trust them at all. And, as I said before, I really think eventually we are going to have a showdown with them. Just look at them here. Look at that freaking bastard. If he didn't exist, I'd might be Italian myself. Because my papa fled because of Mussolini. Then I would be born in Italy and maybe I have freedom. But maybe I'll be in prison, or maybe I would have been shot in some bar fight somewhere, or who the hell knows what would happen if I was born in Italy, Advanced equipment conversion. Figure out what we could do next. Might as well do this so we could repair shit when we get bombed, which eventually might happen. So what I'm thinking now is, the other thing too is, who's gonna guarantee these guys when I think it was South Tyrol because that's a good place to start. Look at that freaking bastard. I really want to take over this idiot and turn Italy communist. Because this will give us some Lebensraum too. And some decent cheese. Let's see who guarantees them. Because right now they don't have any friends because they're fascist. And I have no problem bashing war tension up to 43%. Let's see who guarantees them. Who's gonna guarantee you? Because you're fascist. And if you're fascist, it means I want to destroy you. Because I'm communist, which is theoretically the opposite of fascist. And I could use that for my own personal advantage. Because obviously in a fight with me and my socialist brothers against fascist Italy, I'm gonna win. It's gonna be kind of interesting. But once again, this is how how World War I started. Pretty much Kaiser Wilhelm just went around to each country near him. It's like, hey, if I decided just to go ahead and invade Switzerland, would you do anything, or would you care? And pretty much what happened as soon as the Kaiser left, that guy would call the Swiss and be like, hey, the Swiss, the German Kaiser's nuts. And next thing obviously is that the Kaiser found that everyone was in defensive alliances against him for some reason. And Allein Hungary, Grossraumwirtschaft. Figure out what we could do next. Do we have enough men? No, we don't. Because I want Danzig or war. Do that. We could reintegrate economies. War support's actually gonna up there. We could get some war factories soon. Military factories. Makes sense to do Westwall, especially in case shit's gonna happen. As you see, we are pretty much shorting up quite a lot of crap. And we'll just keep doing with this tactical bomber thing. Here we have radars, kind of in a little area to protect us against. I'm going to expand it a little bit, just in case, things happen with Italy. But they'll keep us busy for a while. Overall, focus on the Western Front. Obviously, we don't really need any worries right now with our Eastern Front. Anyone? Yeah. Triumph in Africa. What the hell does this mean? What do you want to do now? Oh, yeah, you're not really... You're doing a lot of, ocean stuff, too, which is perfect for me, because that means that you don't have shit for land, which obviously means I could just... Yeah, we need to crush Italian nationalism. Death to fascists. Eh? What the hell is this thing? This thing there's a thing. I don't see a thing. Oh well. Because right now there aren't really any allies. And if there's war of Britain, because they're not fascist yet. I mean, they're taking their sweet time. They're probably going to wait until this thing to flip. They're doing the peaceful route. And then the question, of course, is who are they going to go after? Only saw them go fascist once, and they just decided to take over Ireland again. Which makes sense, if you're Irish. I mean, a guy that I know that I was friends with that I went to nursing school with said that telling it that Irish and British had the same DNA simply because the English raped all the Irish. It's kind of blunt, but it's kind of the truth. But here we are, watching time tick by, watching life tick by, figure out what we have a lot of infantry being built. Light Panzer, Gebirgs, motorized. We could build another motorized. And we could build another heavy Panzer. Or a medium Panzer. They're not like super big. You could go to Nuremberg. Because why not? And yeah, you're pretty much going to be ready in like 2 seconds. So that's good. And as we see here, fighter 389, we're building up those things. Probably just build some more regular infantry. I mean, we have like 800,000. I mean, we'll probably have enough being trained to do that whole Danzig or war focus, but 2 more. Yeah, you're just lacking motorized. You'll get that soon enough. Right now, yeah, we have enough to push us over to that 900,000. And it makes sense to have a west wall. Because I want Danzig or war, because, well, 950. That's a lot, but we have enough training to fix it. And let's see what dirt we have on these Italians. I mean, we have one of their operatives that we could, like, play with. I mean, I'm sure we're brainwashing them into learning about the importance of communism. We have 41 military factories. We have like 60 of them. They got this guy, a war industrialist, and a captain of industry called Luigi. And they don't like us for some reason, which I don't understand. Yeah, you'd think they would be more pissed at me if we, like, began fabricating a war goal on them. At least that's the way I think of it. Pretty much I'm playing this game with off of a USB stick. So I'm just trying to figure out a way just to get the game to be less laggy. Kind of looks like Hearts of Iron 2 from this angle. You know, this is how the poor men play it. See how this Italian junta, the Mexican junta is doing. You got a nice little chunk that's probably being bogged down to some sort of like static warfare. There's Chihuahua. Mexico, I mean, America doesn't really seem to care that your neighbor is pretty much bleeding itself to death. If Americans are like whining and complaining about migrants now, imagine what would happen if, like, well, they're still disarmed practically. Let's look at current wars. This is the only war going on right now, too. Yeah, 158,000. Holy crap, the junta is like slowly being grinded down, it looks like. But that's just bloody. I mean, far more bloodier wars in life, obviously, but at least compared to my wars, these ones are... Alright, what do we got? What do you want to build for me? You want to build some things? Good. There's China. There's King China. I know you're good. Who apparently has friends in high place. Yeah, they're fascist now. Yeah, British Union of fascists. That's who they are. Frickin' bloody fascists. Wonder what the hell you guys gonna do now, you know? Jille befehler. You want some befehler? You got some befehler. That's a lot of befehler. Befehler. All good. Alles klar. Alright. Eat. Let's see if they have like a special fascist one. And right now they're not really doing much. Yeah, they do organize the black shirts, my bad. This is what I'm worried about. I really do question Italian sovereignty. I mean, I don't believe they're fit to govern themselves. Most people in their right mind would agree with me. Schmilly fascists. You do like me a lot, which is good. How come you want to non-aggression pact with me? Oh, you hate me. That's a good reason why you don't want to non-aggression pact with me. Guess you hate me. Alright. What do we build? I really feel like losing days of production. Bismarck's gonna be done soon. There's one Atlantis, a Prian, a Barrowlong, and a Gobbler. Means one of my Atlantises got done. I see why not. We just don't do the fucking goddamn turpits. Actually, I think that That's just freaking ridiculous, but... Atlantis. I thought that, yeah, I think historically there was a Lubeck. You know, we're up to 8 of them now, which is good. Well, we got 10 heavy cruisers. 8 light cruisers. 96 ships. If there is an end to the conflict and we take over the wonderful land that is, well, Italy, then the good news, of course, is that we'll be able to, like, do shit. The 8th of August. There'll be war in August. Who the hell are these people? Oh, good. My Soviet brothers aren't here. My Soviet brothers have troops in my country, which is what I want. You know, and because, like, that's always a good thing, I guess. You know, that they have troops in my country. And they're doing anti-fascist diplomacy, which is working good for me because it's, well, the only problem, of course, is that the British Empire is not going to like me, but actually, I mean, my main concern is just the lack of my navy. I might actually, if there is war, I might just move it to, like, the eastern part of my country. Actually, part of me wants the Britain to land so I can just crush them. You know, let them land some troops and then just fustigate them because, well, I do outnumber a lot of the aliens. Fighter 427. You can see a lot of things, but we're actually already building up probably more resources than I admit. We need dockyards again. Alright, you want dockyards, you'll get some dockyards. Some old barrel-long class. Or a Colner. Yeah, there's another Soviet. Yes. It's good that the Soviets are, well, and it's good that my communists are growing slowly. 21% now. That's a lot of communists. This isn't really... Yeah, actually that is kind of growing. 3% now. Not a lot, but... It went from 0 to 3%. I was thinking that we do, because I have not a single goddamn clue how this works. It's like warfare, that's what I want. I mean, I know we, like, really ate a lot of factories, but, well, frankly, I don't care. We need psych ops because, well, we need to spread the glories of communism. You and I both agree that we do need to spread communism, and that the best way to spread communism is not by threatening people, but mainly just by politely explaining to the people their shortcomings when it comes to their current beliefs, and then educating them probably through re-education camps. Because I think that, like, it's pretty much like with communism in general, it's they usually eventually taught people through throwing them into re-education camps. And as much as I said about U-boats, I am building up some sort of a surface fleet. Donuts would probably be happy with 52 subs at this time. Well, yeah, some gobblers being produced. Soviet Union doesn't have much. Well, their navy isn't really a navy to speak of one. They're good for large, huge masses of people. And they actually have more factories than I do. And you're the Italians. Still, you don't have any friends. You couldn't find like one person that will guarantee you. What exactly is the British path to fascism? You know? The only thing I don't like is that this is next. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to go ahead and do that, or I'm just going to like wimp out. You know? Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. You'll have plenty of them soon enough. My main concern, of course, is if I go to war against the British, is that they're just going to destroy all my colonies. Go to Gebirgs, you could go Bach. Oh yeah, you like me a lot, don't you? If everyone wanted to be able to like march right through their country, that would be kind of helpful. Won't be lying that it wouldn't be. No, I don't know how the Soviets got here. Obviously, they're doing something. Political correctness. See, I like that. Like, usually, like if you have like I don't know, whoever made that, like the just like or something like that. It's you have to admit they had some pretty talented graphic designers. At this point, the Soviets, of course, should be taking over the Baltic countries. I have this here just to pounce on them, at least to get some sort of the way the AI is going to work. Hopefully, we'll be able to actually get more of some sort of war score. Yeah, how are you doing today, fascists? Should I improve? Oh yeah, they do like me a lot. Which is kind of weird, These people are kind of probably just feeling like the odd person out in a lot of things. Yeah. What are these? Not aligned. But they have 4% communists. Eventually, I'm just gonna get fed up and probably just have them plan for a civil war, I think. I mean, we really need to. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of like emphasizing a lot of military factories. We got a lot of free land forts, which we frankly need. Auswirkung. You want to deploy? You want to deploy? Alright, good. Von Box all finished. Oh, we're nowhere close to 9. No, we're actually pretty damn close, love. Do I want Slovenia? Funny thing, of course, is the British Empire actually likes me a lot. But we can't do that. Yeah, we can't do that. While we were waiting, you want to try to get Slovenia? I see why not. Because I want Slovenia. We might as well be friends with the... I mean... We are at the same group. Alright, Mosley. Yeah, he's Oswald Mosley. I should have known that. Champion of Peace. Alright. So you don't really want to do much? That's good for me. I mean, I'll completely be honest. I only played this game until the end once, and they went fascist and they just took over. It took over Ireland. It's kind of low school for me. Psych Ops, good. Hopefully this will help my friend actually do good things. And I'm not interested in. I need more operatives to do a coup. Because that's what I want. I need a coup. Ops. How do I get more of these? Yeah. On the fifth upgrade. Or I could just get Canaris. Kind of makes sense to get Canaris. How are you doing there? I'm sure you'll be willing to work for me. Yeah, you'll work for me. How you doing there, buddy? You're boosting communism by 0.02. Good job, Scorzani. You're actually making a little of an effort, too. And I'll save up and get you some sort of help. What other things can I do? Localized training centers. Interrogation. That's a free torture room. Counter intel. Why not? We need to have a Stasi. If we're gonna be communists, we need to have a Stasi. Uh-oh. So we might as well get another operative and root that out, Historically, at this time, Peak was in the Soviet Union, and he was actually helping kill people that were in the Abraham Lincoln Brigade, kind of like the people that voted for fought for the Republicans during the Spanish Civil War, and you thought it was going to be a good idea to, throw them in concentration camps and stuff for being enemies of the people. Which makes sense, because you fought for, your country for years. Well, not for your country, for, not for your country, for, your Army 3. Get rid of you. And you get to go to Guderian. You could go to Guderian. And you're done. And that's good. Now, you're free. Because unfortunately, my good friend, you're going to be playing the book of the war, at least in the beginning. You could build more subs, I think. Give you another 4 of them. As you see right now, they have 18 Soviet ones, which is good. Oh. Alright. She don't want us to build big stuff. That's absolutely fine. I'm more than happy not to build big stuff because, well, I'm not real. I mean, definitely beefed up my navy, but I really do feel like I'm neglecting the subs to some extent. Could have probably 200 of these things if I wanted to. Look at all these subs. Like reserve. Heavy ship. Nice now. Hipper. Bunchin. Yeah, they don't really. They just have like cruisers. They don't differentiate between like light ones and heavy ones. Which is weird if you think about it. And obviously, we're getting closer and closer to 950,000, which will be the magic number to. And we could build stuff now. Obviously, we need to begin working on the bomb. It's actually something probably we could help, our Soviet brothers could help us with. Yes, Mr. Peak. This is me. Which is good because I fall within all those limits. 67, 54. Which is fine. They don't want to build big stuff. That's absolutely fine because I already have some big stuff. Recon 2 is done. What good crap can we do? Good and good. Schwimmenpanzer. Do I want to do the Schwimmenpanzer? Oh yeah. These are 41 techs. Might make sense to do. Do I actually want to do the Schwimmenpanzer? This looks weird. Germans were able to work out a prototype within like a month. I mean, for all their scrambling for like after like they took over France, they scrambled pretty good to try to figure out. I mean, for trying to plan an amphibious invasion within the span of a month. The Germans did probably a good job with that. Shift. Give me 200. You know, part of me is thinking like the maintenance company. We still have one more we could do. And I guess that's probably the best bet. In the field, 926. And we build stuff again. I mean, after less repugnant action, I'm gonna have to like hold off on regular infantry and just focus more on doing a light unit. Alright, light panzer. Where do you want to train? You want to train in Hesse? There you go. You'll have one soon enough. And yeah, we got 20 to 70. It's actually it's a nice ratio, you know. We could actually go ahead and build another Gebirge unit. And just alright. And this is going to end this episode. Feel free to like me, subscribe to me. Visit my website, evilsexoffender.com. And I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.